In the upper room, as Jesus ate the last Passover with the disciples, he said one of them was going to betray him. They began to ask, "Is it I? Is it I?" And finally, Jesus said, "It is the one that I give bread to that is dipped in the sup." Of course, this was given to Judas, and Judas went out, and it was dark. Eventually, Judas hanged himself. But there's a passage that says that Judas was sorry for what he done, but he didn't ask for forgiveness as Peter did. Rather, he went out and he hanged himself. Let's read about it in Matthew chapter 27, beginning at verse 1. When morning came, all the chief priests and elders of the people plotted against Jesus to put him to death. When they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Judas, his betrayer, seeing that he had been condemned, was remorseful and brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, "I have sinned by betraying innocent blood." And they said, "What is that to us? You see to it." Then he threw down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went and hanged himself. But the chief priests took the silver pieces and said, "It is not lawful to put them into the treasury, because they are the price of blood." And they consulted together and bought with it the potter's field to bury strangers. Therefore that field has been called the field of blood to this day. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, "And they took the 30 pieces of silver, the value of him who was priced, whom they of the children of Israel priced, and gave them for the potter's field, as the Lord directed me." And in the background you will see the potter's field that was purchased with the 30 pieces of silver that was given to Judas for his betrayal of Jesus. And in the background you can see the potter's field that was purchased with the 30 pieces of silver that was given Judas for his betrayal. He brought them back, threw them down, but they used it to purchase the potter's field in the background, where they were going to bury strangers. And now, here is Ari Bar David to tell us more about this incident in the life of Judas.
Just under me, in the same direction, we see a plot of ground with one big cave and a kind of a monastery to the left of it. This plot of ground is called till today Hakel Dema in Arabic. Hakel Dema. If I translate it to English, will be the bloody ground. What is the meaning? Look, under us is the Hinnom Valley. So when they buried Judah, they couldn't bury him in the area of the city. He had to be out of the city. So it will be natural that they will have to find a place out of the city. But look where he was buried, next to the Hinnom Valley. This place that God, by Jeremiah, said that he's going to burn it and to get rid of it. What is so strange about this bloody ground? That till today, even the Muslims, no one built his home around this bloody ground. Even the Muslims feel that the curse of Judah is valid till today. And that's why we have to understand more clear what was the problem here with Judah. Look, in the upper room itself, the Lord 6 times tried to bring the situation in such a way that Judah will regret, will decide not to go on with his plan that he did. Again and again the Lord had patience with him to give him to come back, and no one of the other disciples, remember, would have known that he plotted something against Jesus. But he didn't repent, he didn't regret. After he paid the money and he saw how they take Jesus and they take him to Pilate and then to the cross, only then he regretted. Is it not the last moment? Let us ask ourselves, is the last moment? Look, he was alone when he was alive, because he's all the time is thinking about how to sell, how to betray Jesus. It made him alone in his life. But look, much more alone in his death. So I think till today, 2,000 years after it happened, it's almost like a living picture in front of our eyes. And that's why we are standing here and pointing how alone we can be if we decide to leave the Lord and go on our way.